Everyone, just want to touch base with you all just for a quick moment before I head out to dinner. Corporate America is in some hot water, really a sticky situation. That whole phrase, you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. I believe corporate America is in this position as we speak, mainly, and we've seen it all unfold and play out the last year, especially in the first 100 days of the administration. Before, if you think about it, from a corporate standpoint, every single year they have regulatory filings, right? Disclosing certain things to investors, saying maybe an economic downturn is looming ahead, market shift, anything that's going to affect revenue, taxes, etc. Now, they also speak on policy changes, right? Especially on the corporate side, you're thinking about the biggest thing would be taxes. But it's interesting now, if you notice, they speak on the political landscape a lot more. And now they're addressing the cultural aspect, the minority groups. I made a video recently about Target and the boycott, the rollback of the DEI initiatives. I've also seen a few different media outlets speaking on this as well. And you have to understand right now, companies or corporate America is receiving a lot of pressure from the right side right now. And on the flip side, they're receiving a lot of pressure from minority groups, DEI. So they're literally caught in between these two huge dynamics. And they're warning their investors like, hey, these are some things that's out of our control. And they're actually warning other companies the same thing. Like, hey, here's what we're doing. And we may see some decline in sales or decline in revenue or whatnot. The interesting thing is you can't straddle the fence. Number one, it hurts, right? But then you have to pick a side, whether you're for the DEI initiatives or rolling it back. No choice is a choice. So you may get some blowback by rolling back some of the initiatives. But on the flip side, if you don't take a stance and say, hey, I am for DEI, you could possibly get boycotted as well, because best believe the leaders that are taking charge on some of these boycotts, you don't think at some point they're going to target companies that have been silent, that haven't voiced their opinion or declared their stance? Because again, remember, saying nothing is still condoning what's going on. And so I believe a lot of these companies in corporate America is giving warning not only to their investors, but they're sending a signal out to the rest of the corporate America on the same thing. So imagine if you was the business owner and you were posed with this huge dynamic and you have to make a choice. Again, it's a sticky situation. And I think it's not going to get any easier because, as we have seen, especially in the first 100 days, that our parties are very divisive on both sides. There's really no way around that. No one can argue that fact anymore now. Before it was like, oh, well, the right has its flaws, the left have its flaws. Now it's insane because it went from attacking the political opponent to now they're going after, families and spouses and whatnot. But again, that's a whole different conversation. I do see that in the future, a lot of companies are really going to be weighing their options, and they will do their best to tiptoe around the issue. And I'm sure their regulatory counsel, their lobbyists and whatnot are working hard on the Hill to keep their ear to the ground and to see how they can maneuver around all these potential landmines. When you think about politics and the economy, they're so intertwined together. It used to be one discipline. It used to be the political economy, because policy and business, where the private sector and the public sector meet, they intertwine. You can't operate in today's time without addressing both with the same amount of attention. But again, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what's going to take place. I would say, especially around fourth quarter. Right now, things are just really getting started. Nothing is boiled over yet. And we haven't seen companies like Target and Walmart push back yet. That's when we'll know how far the button's been pushed. Right now, they're still staying strong. But again, we'll see we'll monitor the stock price and see what happens in like the third or fourth quarter. And I'm sure at some point the board of directors of each of those companies are going to go get antsy. And remember, the CEO reports to the board of directors. And so at the end of the day, they're fighting for their job just as well. But anywho, I digress. I will keep in touch with you all. More to follow, more content. Also, if there's anything you all would want me to speak on or touch on, feel free to comment. Again, it's always about feedback and engagement. It's like when you call a company, whether it's like the airlines or a service company, they always say, hey, take this survey at the end. They really want that market intel. It's the same with me. I really want some feedback, some engagement, some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what maybe some other influencers or YouTubers or content creators aren't speaking on. I'd be happy to know. But anyways, appreciate your time. Take care. Talk to you all soon.